Hi friends and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about Visual Studio Code. It's one of the editors that I use and some of the extensions that I really like using with Visual Studio Code. So let us first open Visual Studio Code. The extension that I really like using are used with Git, and I'm assuming that there is at least some familiarity with the version control system Git. I like using these Git extensions because they allow you to explore the repo graphically, and then it increases my productivity a little bit more than just using command line. To install the extensions, let us go to the extensions tab and then type in Git. There are many extensions for it. The first is extension I want to talk about is called Git Graph. Let's install it. Okay, it's installed. Now, if we go back to the Git tab, we will see a new button here that will allow us to explore the Git history graphically. Let us click on it. You can see all the branches that you have both remotely and locally. If you click here on show all, it will show all the branches. Of course, you can also do this via command line. Let's first do that. If you type in git branch, you see the local branches. Then let us see what do we have remotely. You have all these remote branches, and the remote head is pointing to vnext, and our local head is pointing towards Azure REST updates. That dot, it represents the head of the branch and to the commit that is pointing. And this extension also allows us to look at all the commit messages and what all changes were made during each commit. Let us check out this commit. So we know the commit hash, its parents, who wrote that commit, the commit messages, and the changes that were made is shown here on the right, and the files that were changed. If you want to look at the changes that were made, just click on the file and it will open up the diff of the file. The red lines are the ones which were removed, and here on the green lines show the lines that were added. We can also change the branches with this extension graphically. Let's try that, and let's go to the vnext branch. If we find that, okay, it's here, and we can switch to that branch just by double clicking it. The head is now pointing towards vnext. Of course, this can also be done via command line with the command git switch. Type in git switch, and let us go back to the previous branch we were on. Now the head is pointing towards Azure REST updates. Now let us have a look at another extension that helps in Git exploration of a repo that I really like. Now let's install the other extension. We first go to the extensions tab and then we type in Git. The extension that I want to install is called Git Lens. It has around 9 million installs, so it's a really popular extension. If we open up a file, we will see for each line, it will show up the authors who wrote that line, when was it written, and if we hover on that name of the author, then we will know the commit that line came from, its parents, its hash, and the changes that were done. So if we click here, it will show the diff and when it was written and what changes were made. Using these two extensions helps me a lot in exploring a new repo which I'm not familiar with, because understanding code base is not just understanding what the code is doing just right now, but also understanding what it was doing previously to some extent and why the changes were made. It's really important to understand the history, and these two extensions help me in exploration of the new code base. That's all for today, friends, and I hope these two extensions will be really useful to you in exploring a new repo and understanding the code base if you are using Visual Studio Code Editor. And see you until next time.